Morning, everybody. I want to thank you all for being here this morning. This first song is an old classic, which I'm so excited to sing with you. It's Stand By Me. So if you know the words, sing along, clap if you want to. I don't care however you want to do it. But we're all friends in here, and you've slowly become my family. So I want to thank each and every one of you. We pick each other up when we're down. This is the place to be. So thank you, everybody. God bless. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just alone as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. You stand by me. You stand by me. If the sky that we look upon so tumble and fall, all the mountains should crumble into the sea. I won't cry, no, I won't shed no tears. Just alone as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. You stand by me. You stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. You stand by me. You stand by me. I said, darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. You stand by me. You stand by me. Thank you.
thought of me above all, like a rose trampled on the ground, took the fall and thought of me above all.
All these talented, wonderful people. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, everybody, for volunteering your time and making this happen. We appreciate you. Ramblers in the wilderness, yeah, we can't find what we need. We get a little restless from the search and get a little worn down in between. Like a bull chasing a matador is a lamb that the Lizzo schemes. Well, everybody needs someone beside them, shining like a lighthouse from the sea. And brother, let me be your shelter. I'll never leave you all alone. I can be the one you go when you're low. And brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. You be the one to light the way, bring you home. Face down in the desert now, there's a cage locked around my heart. I found a way to drop the keys when my failures were. Now my hands can't reach that far. I ain't made for rivalry. I can never take the world alone. I know that in my weakness I am strong. It's your love that brings me home. And brother, let me be your shelter. I'll never leave you all alone. I can be the one you call when you're low. And brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. You be the one to light the way, bring you home. And when you call and need me near, say where'd you go? Brother, I'm right here. And on those days when the sky begins to fall, you're the blood of my blood. We can get through it all. And brother, let me be your shelter. I'll never leave you all alone. I can be the one you call when you're low. And brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. You be the one to light the way, bring you home. And brother, let me be your shelter. I never leave you all alone. I can be the one you call when you're low. And brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. Be the one to light the way, bring you home. You be the one to light the way, bring you home. Thank you.
We've been talking for the last few weeks about how people leave an imprint on your life, and we've talked about how people mark your life by things like mercy and courage, and how our lives might be different because of those things like mercy and courage. You know, we live in a world where people's lives are more and more marked by loneliness. Our lives marked by isolation. And it's easier and easier, you know, to be isolated in our culture because there are so many ways to make it easier to just stay at home. All your shopping can be delivered to your door. Food, everything. If you need to find out something, you used to have to, you know, ask somebody or, you know, at least go to the library. Now you can just Google it. You know, there are endless ways you can stay home, endless things to do just by yourself at home. You can binge watch Netflix. That's always fun. You can catch up with the latest conspiracy theory on your favorite podcast. You can, if you want to learn something, you know, how to redo your plumbing in your house, you can watch a YouTube video for that. So that's always fun. And, you know, it's easier and easier to stay pseudo-connected because we have 400 friends on Facebook. I know some of that number is low for some people, but yeah, and high for others. But a lot of friends on Facebook, our Facebook friends, we don't even know. Or if we saw him on the street, we'd probably be like, what's his name again? Right? We can be connected like that, but still have lives that are marked by isolation and loneliness. What we need is to have a life marked by friendship. It's really easy to be alone. Real friendships take a lot of work. They require you to spend time that we tell ourselves we just don't have. I'm so busy, right? But the greatest things that we do as humans are always things that we do with the help of other people. It's easy to be alone. It's hard to be a good friend. And too often, we just do the easy thing instead of the best thing. But the best things, the hard things, are worth doing. Have you ever noticed how some people can just leave a mark on your life, an impression on you that just won't go away? Not a physical one, but something deeper. You know, a shift in your soul, a change in how you see the world. Friendship is not just nice to have. It's sacred. It's life-shaping. It's courageous. It's the kind of thing that can alter the trajectory of your entire existence. You think about the people, the friends that you've known who have forever changed you in one way or another. I bet I say that there's someone who comes to your mind almost immediately, right? I think about people in my life who without them, I might be a really different person. People like Bill Perhoda, my RA, my first year in college, who, when I was having struggles with college because it was so different from high school where I had just coasted by and not had to work at all, and now in college I actually had to try, and that was hard. But Bill, when I wanted to go home and quit and do something else, Bill was like, if you quit, I will kill you. And I know he didn't mean that, but he made me see, like, I just needed to buckle down and work harder. And he was going to see to it that was exactly what I did. So I'm thankful for that friend. I think about one of my friends in seminary, Barry, who was just, everybody he met was his friend, and he was kind of loud and boisterous. Some people would say obnoxious, you know, and how, because I spent so much time with him, how he drew me out of my shell, made me a little bit more outgoing, a little bit more free, and I can't imagine how different I would be trying to do like something like this without him in my life. I think about Jimmy, who's on vacation today, you know, who's all the time telling you, I love you, man, I love you, you know, And how, like, when I grew up, my family, we loved each other. But especially, like, the men, we don't, like, tell each other I love you, Dad, I think we did do that some, but it was uncomfortable kind of feeling. It was something I didn't do naturally. And you hang around Jimmy long enough, and it's weird how it gets easier to tell people that you care about, that you do love them, because you do. And I'm just thankful for that person, for Jimmy's friendship, because he's made me more free to just say the things that I'm feeling and how I care about people. Anyway, so you have friends, I'm sure, who have made impressions on you. Sometimes the friendship between two people can be so close that it's, difficult to think of one of those people without thinking of the other one, because they just go together, right? Friends like, Lucy and Ethel. Friends like Woody and Buzz. Chandler and Joey. Gale Sayers and Brian Piccolo. That's the kind of friendship they make movies about. Batman and Robin. Pooh and Piglet. Kirk and Spock. Oprah and Gail. Real people. Ernie and Bert. John and Paul. And of course, SpongeBob and Patrick. Friends who are so close, you just can't think about one of them without thinking about the other. Well, Jesus has called us friends. We sing about that kind of friendship in hymns and our songs. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. That's the words to an old hymn. Jesus is a friend who's always there, who always listens, a friend who loves us so much that he would give his life for us. He's the best friend you could have. But God made us to need more than just our friendship with God and with Jesus. In the garden, Adam and Eve walked. Adam walked with God in the garden. God was right there in the garden with Adam. He wasn't alone, but there was a sense in which Adam was alone. And God saw that, and God said, it's not good. And God knew that Adam needed another person in his life. And so God created Eve. God created us to need each other. He created us that way. Sometimes the world can be a dark and lonely place. And we just need somebody to stand by us. Stand by me, so I'm not afraid. That's what friends are for. And our friends in our life, they mark us for good or for bad. Sometimes it's bad. In 1 Corinthians 15, it says, do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. Your mom probably told you something like that, right? The people we spend our time with can really have an impact on our lives. Sometimes, if they're not the best friends, they can really get us in trouble. They can really lead us into doing things we might not do without them, right? Not good things. Our closest friends ought to be the people who push us to be better. People who make us better. People who, encourage us when we're down. People who maybe yell at us when we're messing up. The Bible shows us that friendship is a force that can carry us through the chaos of life. So today we're going to look at two passages. The first one in 1 Samuel 18, where we see the bond between Jonathan and David. And then in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, which reminds us, why we need each other. So let's look at what it means to be marked by friendship. Let's start with 1 Samuel 18, 1-4. It It says, after David had finished talking with Saul, Jonathan became one in spirit with David, and he loved him as himself. From that day, Saul kept David with him and did not let him return home to his family. And this is just after David kills Goliath. And Jonathan made a covenant with David because he loved him as himself. Jonathan took off the robe he was wearing and gave it to David, along with his tunic and even his sword, his bow, and his belt. Pretty much everything. And the Bible says Jonathan became one in spirit with David. And he loved him as himself. That's not a casual friendship. It's not an acquaintance. That's not we hang out sometimes. They were one in spirit. That's something special in that kind of connection, something God designed. Jonathan, a prince, sees David, a shepherd boy turned giant slayer. Instead of being jealous or competitive, he chooses to love. He gives David his robe, his armor, his sword, his symbols of his status. He gives him his protection, he gives him his very identity. And, back in the Old Testament, just read a little bit in the Old Testament, and you'll realize this is a brutal, kind of barbaric time in human history. And we got to remember that we, in the Old Testament, we see God through that lens of that kind of culture. And it's just a different kind of time. And Jonathan, is Saul's son. He's the son of the king. He's the guy who's supposed to be the king after his father dies. And he knows, like David, as he grows in popularity, people would love to have David be their king when Saul is done. And David would be a good king. And instead of being, jealous of David or trying to protect what he feels like is his, he just loves David. And as David becomes more popular, Saul becomes more and more jealous of David. And he tries to kill David. And Jonathan is kind of in the middle of all this. He loves his father. He loves David, who's more than a brother to him. And so Jonathan wants to think the best things of his father. He wants to see his father in the best light. And so he's like, he's not really trying to kill you. That can't be right. And he says, let me talk to him. And at some point, the conflict becomes so intense and Saul becomes so angry that he actually throws a spear at his son Jonathan and tries to kill him. And at that point, Jonathan is finally convinced, you're right, Dad's trying to kill you. You better run and hide. And so David runs, and he hides, and he has opportunities to kill Saul, and he doesn't do it because Saul is God's anointed king, and he has too much respect for God's blessing on Saul's life. But at some point, Saul is killed in a battle with the Philistines, and his son Jonathan is killed with him. And David laments the loss of his friend. He's not rejoicing like, I can be king now. He's lamenting the loss of his friend, and even Saul. And in 1 Samuel 26, one of the lines in this lament, the song that David writes for his fallen friend, he says about Jonathan, your love for me was wonderful, more wonderful than that of women. He loves Jonathan. They are more than brothers. And, for David to say his love is more than love for women, it's not a big deal, because if you look at David's life, he's got how many wives, how many concubines. They're not really friends. They're more like possessions to him, I think. So maybe that's part of the conflict going on there. But anyway, their friendship was pretty intense and unselfish. Because you could see why Jonathan would want to protect what he had, but he didn't care about any of those things. He just loved his friend David. And friendship isn't about what you can get. It's about what you're willing to give. Jonathan didn't just give David stuff. He gave him his loyalty, his trust, his future. He said, I'm tying my life to yours. That's what makes friendship holy. It's a covenant, a commitment that says your story, who you are, matters to me. I'm with you. When you hurt, I hurt. When you celebrate, I celebrate. So think about it. Who's someone in your life who's marked you like that? Who's someone who showed up when everybody else bailed? Or someone who believed in you when you couldn't believe in yourself? That's sacred. That's God showing up in someone else's skin. But here's the challenge. Are we that kind of friend? Are we willing to give up our pride, our comfort, our agenda for someone else? So when we are, that kind of friendship leaves a mark because it's selfless. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10 says, 2 are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. This is raw, practical truth. Life is messy. You are going to fall. Maybe not physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally. And when you do, you'll need someone to pick you up. That's what friends are for. They shape your life by being there when it counts. And friends don't just cheer you on, they fight for you. They help you to become who you're meant to be. So who's out there shaping your life right now? Who's challenging you? Who's calling you higher? Who's refusing to let you settle? And are you doing that for someone else? Because here's the truth. You can't become who God created you to be without those friends who shaped you along the way. Let's go back to Jonathan and David. Their friendship wasn't just a nice thing. It was dangerous. Jonathan's loyalty to David put him in odds with his own father, the king. He could have played it safe, stayed loyal to Saul, secured his own future, but he chose courage. He chose to stand with David even when it cost him everything. It cost him his throne, his safety, his reputation. And that's what courageous friendship looks like. It takes risks for other people. In Ecclesiastes, that's all about lifting someone up when they fall. It's not just about being nice, kind. Sometimes it means stepping into the mess, into the conflict, into the unknown. It means saying, I'm with you, even when it's inconvenient or scary. Courageous friendship doesn't shy away from hard conversations. Sometimes we need to have those. Courageous friendship doesn't always just go along with everything, every crazy thing that you want to do, every selfish thing maybe that you want to do. It doesn't just say, whatever, makes you happy. No, that's not what real friends do. Courageous friends don't cover for their buddy when they know they're doing something wrong. That's not a friend. Courageous friends when they see the friend doing something wrong, they shut the door and lock themselves in a room with that person and have it out. They talk it out. They tell the truth. If they need to, say, listen, you need to knock it off. That's what they do. Courageous friends, they show up and they stay. Think about the friends who have marked you. They're not the ones who always agree with you or make you feel good. They're the ones who love you enough to tell you the truth, to walk with you through the fire, to stand by you when the world turns against you. And here's the question, are you that kind of friend? Are you willing to risk comfort, to speak the truth? Because it's uncomfortable sometimes to tell our friends the truth. Are we willing to stand in the gap for someone else? Courageous friendship leaves a mark because it dares to love even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Friendship's not just a part of life, it's a force that shapes that shapes our lives. It's sacred because it reflects God's heart. It's life-shaping because it pulls us toward our purpose. It's courageous because it demands that we show up, even when it costs us. Jonathan and David's story, and the wisdom we find in Ecclesiastes, that reminds us that we're not meant to do this alone. God designed us for connection, for relationships that can leave an imprint. Life can be hard, and we all of us eventually go through stuff in our lives. And maybe, we know that. And so we tell our friends, hey, if you ever need anything, you call me. The problem is that when your friends really need you, when they're depressed and down and in despair, they probably won't call you. One of the guys I heard when I was in California this past year, Jimmy Rex, he has a group that he formed about helping men make friends with other men. And so he's talking about the things that he does with his friends, and he's talking about how he calls every day. He calls 5 friends where he doesn't ask for anything and he doesn't offer anything. 5 friends a day might be a little much for some of us, but maybe call a friend once or twice a week and don't ask for anything and don't offer anything. Just connect. I bet you that will freak some of your friends out, right? They'll be talking to you. After about 5 or 6 minutes, they're probably going to say, did you want something? No, man, I'm just wanting to talk to you because I care about you. So here's the challenge. Look at your life. Who is marking you? Who's shaping you? And who are you shaping in turn? Don't settle for shallow connections. Pursue friendships that are sacred, that shape our lives, that are courageous. Take the time to invest your life in people. Be the kind of friend who leaves a mark, not just for now, but for eternity.
Hope everyone has a blessed week. God bless you all. Thanks to all the friends and family for being here today. We love you. Come out of sadness from wherever you've been. Come broken-hearted, let rescue begin. Come find your mercy, oh sinner, come kneel. Earth has no sorrow that heaven can heal. Earth has no sorrow that heaven can heal. So lay down your come as you are. There's hope for the hopeless and all those who've strayed. Come sit at the table and come taste the grace. There's rest for the weary and rest that endures. Earth has no sorrow that heaven can cure. joyful the morning, oh sinner, be still. Earth has no sorrow that heaven can heal. Earth has no sorrow that heaven can heal. So lay down your burdens, lay down your shame. Oh, who are broken, lift up your face. Oh, want to come home, you're not too far. So lay